Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make these witch-inspired Halloween nails. I'm so excited to share these because I absolutely love the way that they've come out. I just think they're just so cute and they're so simple to do. You've only got two gel polishes today. We've got Popsicle and the Lily Scent. So those are the two colored gel polish that we're going to use. So nothing too crazy. We're not going wild with crazy amounts of colors or anything. Just two. You can always switch out the colors to whatever kind of theme you're going for. Maybe if you've got like an outfit that's blue or green or something, you can always switch it out to make it match with the outfit that you're going for. But I decided to keep it kind of cutesy and on the pinky, well not pinky, kind of purpley bluey side. So we've got two of the bluey colour and then we've got one of that pinky colour or purpley colour, whichever way you want to call it. Then we've got one ombre nail that's gonna, no, two ombre nails actually. So the last two nails are going to be ombre nails. We've got the lighter shade at the top, and then on the other nail we're going to switch it around and have the lighter shade at the bottom. Then using my Madam Glam ombre brush, I'm just going to blend the two colours together. And I do like to wipe my brush in between swipes. So when I feel like it's becoming a bit too cakey on the brush, I do wipe it off. I do have some nail prep cleaner on my wipe right now to make it wet and help me clean the brush. The liquid that I like to use is from Miley. I get it on Amazon. It's just nice on Amazon. It just comes like next day delivery and you can get a big bottle of it. And I love that stuff so much. I go through so much of it non-stop. And now we're on to the other nail. Off camera real quick, we'll do the second layer of the colours and then we can start working on the nail art. So at this stage, everything's got two layers and we are ready to start on some glitter work. We've got two nails that are going to have glitter and it's going to be the two, I'm going to call it bluey nails, but they're kind of purpley bluey, but we'll call it blue for now for the purpose of the video. And I've got this really nice glitter and it's kind of holographic and it's this purpley shade. So because the other nails are going to be pinky, I kind of wanted to pick out a glitter that's quite close to that shade, and luckily I had one and it's in the hex shapes and it's almost like a hex mix. So we've got some smaller sizes along with some larger ones and exactly what I wanted. So we're going to create this kind of fade look at the top of the nail and we're going to drag down about halfway, and I'm trying to place the thinner, smaller glitters more down in the center and then the larger ones at the top. Then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other nail. We're just repeating ourselves again on this one. And we're also placing it in the exact same position too. We're not going to switch up the, corners or anything like that. We're keeping it in the exact same place. So I'm going to show you that again. I'm trying to maintain, we're trying to place the glitter down as flat as I can, just to help with any bumps and lumps later on. I will be applying another layer of base coat on top of these, just to help with the lumps and bumps, especially because we are going to be stamping later on top of these nails. So you want to, especially in those kind of situations, want to have that as flat as you can. Otherwise, when you stamp on top, you will be able to tell that the stamping is kind of laying on an uneven surface. So do bear that in mind if you're going to do or recreate this design. I'm just gonna finish up with the glitter, pop it into the lamp. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but the clear gel polish that I applied earlier was a base coat. I always use a base coat to apply my glitters down on press-on nails. It's just easy, simple, and base coats are always something we all basically have in our collection. So it's quite nice and universal that way. Right, this is the stamping plate. This is Halloween collection plate number 17 from Moya London, and I absolutely love it. I'm honestly just so happy with it. I brought it last year after Christmas, actually. Not Christmas, sorry, Halloween, guys. So I had to wait till this year to actually use it. So that was a bit of a bummer, but I waited, I persisted through, and we can now finally use it. And I'm so excited. You'll probably see a couple of sets with this plate because it's just such a cute plate, and it just has everything, like everything's just so perfect on it pretty much. So on our first ombre nail, I'm placing down these stars and moon shaped little image, and I think it's just so cute. I had to double stamp it because the image isn't long enough with the nail that I'm using, but double stamping is actually not a problem, as you can see there. As long as you just take your time and really focus on what bits you need to pick up to then connect everything together, you'll be just fine. It just takes a bit of a moment to kind of assess what you need and how to pick it up, and then if you pick up something you don't want, just remove it with your scraper off your stamper or maybe a lint remover. I often use that too, so it's not that hard. Sometimes I feel like it looks harder than it is. So that's our first nail done. Now we're on to one of our glittery nails. We're going to stamp some wording down, and it says swish swish witch. So I've placed that down in the center. Right now that glitter is going to be quite overwhelming underneath the stamping. However, once we matte top coat these bad boys, it's going to really mute down the glitter and make the stamping come out more. So right now, don't worry too much. Don't feel like, oh, the back is kind of disappearing in front of that glitter and stuff. Don't worry about it. In a moment, when we matte top coat everything at the end of the video, it's going to look so much better. Honestly, I love a matte nail with some glitter in the background and stamping. It just brings it all together so well. And I'm sure you also saw it in the thumbnail too, that you can actually quite well hopefully see what's going on. Now we also stamped some bats, and I'm also picking up this spider web that's got a heart in the center, which I thought was so cute, so I wanted to use that too. The actual spider web itself, I wasn't a big fan of the way it's kind of done, because I don't know, when you're stamping it almost looks like the lines are doing random things if you look at it, but it's just the way it's actually on the stamper, on like the plate. It wasn't me messing up the pickup or anything. So that's a bit of a bummer, but other than that, it's really cute. Once that's stamped, I am now picking up one of the faces. So there's a couple on there. I went in for this one that I'm working on now, and then I'm going to reverse stamp it. That's what it's called. And I'm just going to colour it in the background with some white. So any gaps that I had, I just felt like I wanted it in white and just have something to stand out. So I'm going to colour it in. Once it's coloured in, I like to leave it for a moment to dry, and I don't want it to be too wet, because I am quite known to pick up a massive bead of stamping polish onto my scraper, and then I stamp and then it all squishes everywhere. In the meantime, I'm washing my plate with some acetone. Then I'm going to wait a little bit longer, as you can see, and then we're going to stamp it down on the other glittery nail that we've got going on. So the last one that we've got chilling there. Once that's stamped down, we do have a couple of little stars that we're going to stamp down, and I have to admit that one took some time because this stamping plate doesn't have a large area of stars, and so I had to keep picking up and scraping the same like 3 to stamp around. So if you're pretty comfortable with your art brush and stuff, then maybe I'd recommend if you go ahead and just hand do it, to be honest. But I was quite adamant that I wanted to use everything from the stamping plate, so I just went in. But as you can see here, literally like, what, 2 or 3 little stars there, and that's it. And I'm trying to kind of cover up all around her with stars, pretty much, our little witch. So this took a couple of attempts. I have cut it in a moment. I think I just end up cutting it because I'm just constantly going, just constantly picking up, stamping down, and so on. So as long as you're happy, basically, you don't have to do it. You can always skip this step, or like I said, do some crystals, or do it by hand. Pretty much will be just fine. I just kind of liked how little petite they looked, so I kind of just wanted to carry on. But here I end up cutting it, and we are now on our crystal placement stage, and we're almost done with the video. We've got 2 nails with crystals. Then we're just going to matte top coat these, and we're done, guys. It's going to come all together very shortly. So on our last nail that's got nothing going on, of course we could not leave it, doing nothing. We had to include something. So we are going to do some crystals, and I just put together a little crystal placement with like this white charmy bow and some AB crystals, and we are also going to pop some cover beads in between it, but that will be later on. I don't even know if I included it, to be honest, because sometimes I like to place the crystal placement down first, pop it into the lamp. Once it comes out and it's all in place, I then place the cover beads in between the crystals. So sometimes I do it that way, sometimes I do it straight away. Today it looks like I decided to pop it into the lamp first. Then on this nail, to cover up the areas where it didn't stamp down, rather than like trying to double stamp and place down more stuff, we are going to just place crystals around it, and then again in between the crystals will go some caviar beads. In the lamp it will then go, and then we are just going to have to matte top coat today's nails. Right now I'm just going to look for some smaller AB crystals to kind of do this like little outline of crystals, and I'm going to try and cover up the little gaps, but this is also where the caviar beads are going to come very handy, because sometimes I just don't have a small enough crystal to place down, so that's when the caviar beads are going to come handy, and then we can place it in areas that have got a little bit of a gap. This bit was kind of time consuming, and I wasn't always sure if I fully like it, but it's kind of grown on me. The longer I have these, the more I'm looking at them, the more I'm filming, finishing up the video, the more I'm actually liking them. I quite like the final touch of it, to be honest. The little bit of bling, and it just speaks speaks to me really. It's just such a me set. I love when it's busy and pinky and cutesy and crystals and all sorts. Right now I'm doing the caviar beads, so I just placed the Macart rhinestone glue gel in between the crystals, and I'm using the same brush that I used to pick up rhinestone glue gel to pick up the caviar beads too. I found that to be my most efficient and best way to do it, and that way I'm not literally like fighting to pick up a caviar bead pretty much. And it comes off the brush pretty easily too, which is kind of nice too. So that will go into the lamp, and now it's time to matte top coat. I am using Vanilliza matte top coat for a change today rather than Macart. Not Macart, Madame Glam. Madame Glam is my all-time favourite, but I clearly ran out. Whenever I run out, it's kind of pick and choose whatever I've got kind of chilling in the background in my drawers somewhere just to keep me going for a while before I get my next Madame Glam order come through. So here I'm using that one. I love the colour choice for today's design. It's such a me set, such a me set. So I'm trying to avoid the crystals as much as I possibly can so that I don't mute them down or anything. We want them shiny and not matte. So the first two are a bit of a challenge. Now the rest we can just go wild with the top coat. We don't have to stress about worrying about anything around it. Just apply it. Then of course pop it into the lamp for whatever your gel polish needs it to be in the lamp for. I use an LED lamp, but I know some people have UVs and that has like a different time and stuff. Once that's done, here are the final results. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!